go right here. That was kind of special about Kauai. You know, each Hawaiian island is just a little bit different. And so I fly a little bit over on Oahu. It's a great island too. And that's the biggest change, the biggest difference, and they're almost the same size. But Kauai, we get a lot more rain, so we get more waterfalls. And where Oahu is very, very built up. You got big city life over there, skyscrapers, especially in downtown Honolulu, Waikiki, and Kauai, it's very, very small towns here. There's a little over 60,000 people on this whole island. So our biggest city is Lahui, about 20,000. Most of our towns are from a few hundred to a couple thousand people, and about 85% of the island's completely untouched. So there's only human habitation on about 9% of Kauai. So very undeveloped, very natural. We actually have a lot of laws here. They were trying to keep Kauai from being as built up as Oahu, so they actually passed some big box store laws here to keep too many of the big box stores from getting built up. And they also passed a law to keep, it's actual law in the books that you can't build taller than the tallest palm tree on the property. So it keeps them from building skyscrapers out here, which overall I think is a pretty good thing. Got a unique here as well is we've actually got 7 different climate zones on this island. So it's actually the shape of the island that determines where the rain falls. So you can see the valley underneath us is very green, very lush. And as soon as we cross this ridge line, you'll be able to visually see the change in the climate zone. So with the shape of the island determining where the rain falls, these canyons out here are very, very dry. They get just a few inches of rain a year. So with less rain, we got less vegetation. It leaves more of the volcanic rock exposed. There's a lot of iron in the volcanic rock on Kauai. So all these pretty red colors that'll come into view, it's all iron oxide. It's basically rust that gives us the pretty red colors in the canyon. We'll cross Olokele Canyon coming underneath us now and make our way out to the Waimea. Olokele is 3,500. Kind of unique with our wildlife here on the island too. We really don't have anything too exotic on Kauai, so we don't have any snakes, which is kind of nice, and we really don't have a mongoose population like the other Hawaiian islands. Like, I went to Pearl Harbor on Oahu, and it was awesome. Like, the mongoose run around like squirrels over there. They're just all over the place. They killed all the mongoose here years ago. Well, they kept from importing them here, and then the few that got over here, they actually had little bounties on the mongoose on the island. Because we have the Hawaiian geese, the nene, out here endangered, and they were worried the mongoose would eat their eggs, make them go extinct. It's nothing too exotic on the island. Almost all the animals here were brought as livestock, so we do have a lot of wild goats, pigs, deer, little kitty cats. Of course, our world famous chickens and roosters. Got a few of those running around. I like all those chickens though. I like little peeps when they're following their moms around, little babies.
I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows.
Waimea Canyon coming into view in front of us. This is the area they call the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. Main canyon's over 10 miles long, over 3,000 feet deep, and 1.5 miles wide. Part of our state park system on Kauai.
You better love me now or love me not. Let me say now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows. Mr. Utley.
Welcome to the Waimea Grand Canyon of the Pacific. drive westbound on Kauai, you can follow the signs to the Waimea Canyon State Park, and you end up on the canyon rim above us to the left. It's a beautiful drive because the road snakes right along the edge of the canyon. We got the Waimea River underneath us on the left. It'll come underneath us on the nose on the right in just a moment. Now, it's pretty narrow and pretty shallow, but the Waimea River is actually the longest river on Kauai. And Jack 2 out to the left is going to drop in behind us and get a picture of them coming in. So 20-mile river is pretty impressive considering our island's only about 30 miles wide, but it's the Waimea River that carved out the canyon here over about 4 million years. I'll show you one of the good day hikes back here. There's a waterfall. I'm going to put it on the right side of the aircraft and the left. Waipo'o Falls, 800 feet tall. And it's the tail end of a popular day hike called the Canyon Trail Hike. So if you're hikers, this is a good one because it's only about an hour out and an hour back. It brings you along the canyon rim in front of us and drop you right on top of the falls. So you don't need much more than a big bottle of water, a couple of granola bars, and you can hike out to the top of the falls. There's Waipo'o Falls coming into view on the right. Normally the waterfall falls straight down. You can kind of see the wind blowing it around today. If you do the hike, the trail comes out on that red dirt hill just to the left of the waterfalls. That's where we usually see the hikers if they're coming out. There's Wings 10 above us, a little fixed wing airplane straight up. Beautiful all the way down the canyon this afternoon. Such a tiny little island, just a little bit of everything here. Amazing canyons, tropical rainforests, some of the prettiest beaches in the world. A little bit of everything on a tiny little island. Well, look out to the right. Out there in the ocean is the island of Ni'ihau. About 17 miles off the coast of Kauai, about 25 miles away from us. That is the Forbidden Island, the Hawaiian island chain. You're not allowed to go to Ni'ihau unless you were born there, or if you got family out there. They do scuba trips off the coast, but you can't go to the island itself. For the longest time, it was home to about 200 native Hawaiians. Now the population's down to about 30. It's pretty hard to live out there. It's like Gilligan's Island in real life, if you're old enough to remember that show. No electricity, no running water, no cell phone service. There's no airport out there. A boat comes by every 2 weeks to check on you. There's State Road 550 underneath us. We'll put Ni'ihau out to the left out here in the ocean. We're going to cross over Kokee State Park. So that's one of our, we got a lot of nice state parks and conservation areas on Kauai, and Kokee State Park underneath us. You can rent cabins up here, you can camp in tents, there's hiking trails to the sea cliffs, into the canyon, 4x4 trails all through the jungle here. A little reservoir out to the right stocked with trout. You can fish up there on the weekends. Usually it's not too busy on a Thursday. We come by there on Saturdays and Sundays. The whole banks are just lined with guys fishing. And we're outside of the military's airspace here. Out to the left on that beach, that's Poli Holly Beach. We have one military base on Kauai. The Pacific Missile Range, operated by the U.S. Navy. So that's their base over there. They train submarine crews and they do odd things. So every now and then the Navy will launch a rocket with a communication satellite on it, stuff like that. This area underneath us, there was a wildfire here about 18 months ago, so it looks like they're logging. This fire did a lot of damage and the trees were still standing, so they cut all those trees out and they're cleaning that area up and they're going to plant new trees. So that's kind of taking a while to get that area repaired, but that was a forest fire. It was unfortunately caused by humans. The campfire got out of control up here.
Dream that you did to Kauai, Kauai.
We'll see some white golf ball shaped structures ahead to the left. That's part of the radar facility associated with the Navy